So I made a pretty big mistake when I was drilling through the fenders to get the spot welds out, and I did go through and hit this harness. I just clipped it. It goes through the firewall, and it looked like everything was okay. There's one or two wires that it looked like it caught, but this has been bugging me for a while now, and I've just been waiting for the right time to address it before I get the engine in the car and stuff. And I went ahead and pulled this out so I could push the little clips in and release the wires one at a time and see which ones needed to be repaired. And so if you look in there, there's little black clips next to the rings, the circles of the wire. And this is the one that got hit. And I thought, I could probably just put some black RTV or black electrical tape over that, some brush on stuff. And it probably would have been fine, but I thought, well, let's go ahead and replace it. I did have some extra ones like this one here out of a harness from a V6 that I don't need. So I thought I might as well just pull it out and cut that one off and solder it in. And then I would have a whole new connector. So I cut the wire, I stripped it back, and then I did the same with the new piece. And I tied them together and then put some solder on them and then wrapped it in electrical tape. And then I was able to go ahead and just slide that wire in and click it into place. And so it clicked into place pretty good, but the problem was the outer body that would help it click was a little bit damaged from the drill, and so the wire would stay in place, but it would move just a little bit. And I thought, when I'm plugging it all in, I want to make sure that that stays secure. So I made sure to get it all in the way it's supposed to be, and then I just ran a small zip tie around the wire and then one next to it so that they would stay tight together, and that when you plug it all in, that it would work. And this is the kind of connector that has a bolt that joins the two big main connectors, and it pulls all those wires together. So it should probably be fine anyway, but I just wanted to do that anyway. So once I got it all how I liked it, then I popped in the red piece, which is kind of like a little safety, kind of like a little lock. And I got that all the way it should go, and I wiggled the wires, and they all seem to be holding in place pretty good. And so here, this is what the harness looks like with those two wires zip tied together just to hold them and make them snug, and that way they didn't move around at all. So the next thing I wanted to do was go ahead and take off the wheel to the car where I can access that connector and put it back on. And also, there's some things that need to be done in the wheel well here, and this is a great time to do that. So here we have all the brake lines and stuff. There's where the connector comes through the firewall. You can see the new welds. I put some paint on there to keep it from rusting. It looks really good. My friend did that for me. So there's the harness all plugged in, and I just started running wires, and I needed to put the whole fuse box in here. And this whole harness with this fuse box is out of my Sonic Blue 02 Mustang GT. And so luckily I had that, and so it runs all the wires to where they need to go. And there's some things I'll have to fix, like the headlight. They tapped into it for some halos and stuff. But basically everything's looking really good. I'm very happy about it. And so that's the update so far. I was very happy to tackle that harness because it had been really bugging me. It was always in the back of my mind, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought I went through a lot of wires. It was just that one, and I figured that it's going to be 110 degrees here coming up soon, and so it would be better to go ahead and tackle this before it gets really hot. And because I know I'm not going to want to be underneath that dash and doing all that when it's super, super hot. And so I thought, now's the time to do it. Go ahead and do it. And I'm glad I did, because it's been bugging me and I got it done. So my mistake, and I fixed it, and it looks pretty good. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more Mustang content.